Hello, my Epic Gamer Buckaroo Friendos Deluxe Battle Pass Edition, guys. And today, I'm going to be playing Call of Duty Cold War campaign. Probably one of the best in the series. Maybe because it has the most amount of war crimes in the series. But that is not important right now. Oh yeah, by the way, at the end of the video, if you enjoyed it, can you demolish that like button and annihilate that subscribe button? It would be pretty cool, and you will become a home slice. Anyways, time to get into the actual video. My home slices. See? I told you it would work. The game first starts with this cool montage about how America is so cool and Russia is so bad, but then it's interrupted by breaking news of a hostage situation involving American soldiers, and two people are linked to the hostage situation. Oh no. Good thing that his good old pal Mason is here to help with a different voice actor. And not just that, but Woods is here to help too, with a different voice actor. Anyways, the game starts just like how Black Ops 1 did, so that's pretty cool. What isn't cool is that this game isn't eco-friendly, and we immediately burn the picture of Falafel or whatever his name was. We are already drunk, and we've only had one collective drink together, so we leave a $700 tip to whoever's lucky to find it, and we walk into an alleyway where Woods is waiting for us with fully automatic and kitted out submachine guns. Walking through the alley, I see a couple people playing poker, and I'm jealous that they didn't offer for me to play with them. I open fire, and we get into a massive shootout chasing our target. Along the way, I absolutely WWE Grand Slam this guy into submission, so that was pretty cool. We eventually corner our guy and interrogate him to see where his other sideburn-affected friend is. He caves in when we throw an incapacitated man off the roof and says his guy is going to an airport to do some shenanigans. As a thank you, I push him off the roof as well, and we head to the airport. A while later, I wake up in a crazed state, and 5 people around me are dead. Whoopsie daisies. We scout out the area, and eventually this feller shows up and kills his chauffeur and friendo, which is very mean. And I sure do wonder if this will become a plot twist later down the road. Anyways, I take the shot, which definitely should have hit him, but he's just like that, so he jumps into the plane, and we get into a classic COD chase sequence. But this time, I'm done playing around, and pull out an RC car with C4, and blow up the plane, leaving no survivors, including potentially my teammates. Just kidding, guys. About the survivors thing though, as the one guy we need to interrogate is alive, so that's pretty convenient, and he says something about a man named Pee-Pee who will blow up the West or something like that. What a negative Nelly. Good thing we put him down, like a dog. After this, I get to change what my character looks like, so he is now an ex-KGB African-born white as toothpaste male who is a survivalist and has violent tendencies. Oh yeah, and its name is Big Balls, so you're welcome. It takes a bit, but we reach the HQ for this incredibly important anti-Soviet operation in the middle of West Berlin, completely surrounded by Soviet land for more than 50 miles. Anyways, I'm getting off track here. We get to meet Adler, who is the embodiment of that really cool uncle who gives you the best presents. We got Sims, who is black, I guess. We got Lazar, who likes Burger King. I hope he dies. And Park. After this, Adler says the last time PP was active was in Vietnam, so we all decided to have a group mind reading session and remember back to what it was like. It starts off peaceful, but I don't think you guys want to see that, so we're gonna just jump cut straight to blowing up innocent Vietnamese villages, because that's more American. Adler drops me and Sims up off the ground to take care of these fellers, and we break through to grab a file full of names related to Pee-Pee, because they just have that lying around. Me and Sim skedaddle to the exfil point, and on the way, we decide to stop and blow up random houses on the river just to rub it in. And just because we're pure-blooded epic American war heroes, we stop a Viet Cong advance, and in return, we're given a nuclear bomb for safekeeping. There is a slight complication though, as our clumsy heli neighbor slams into us, and we're forced into a brutal fight for our lives in the jungle, surrounded by hundreds, just barely surviving. We then cut to black because we somehow lived that fight to tell the tale. Anyways, we remembered every exact name in the file without looking once, and figured out that the head of the Russian mob is involved, and that he's going to East Berlin along with one of his minions or something. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. We decided to become rats and got to the wall by only killing a few guards and ruining many immediate and distant families' days, if not weeks. We eventually get to the recon position and find this lil homie at the wall. And also this random guy is smuggling in pretzels and Doritos for the oppressed locals. What a guy. After I cried a few tears for this brave soul, I'm told to talk to this random informant in the city. I don't know if you know, but I'm insanely good at talking to females, so when she asked why we were there, I responded with good old reliable, "There's lots of cops outside tonight." She seemed impressed, so she told me to save one of her colleagues. So after a close call with police, I snuck through the city and loudly sprayed all of his captors with a stolen MP5. I quickly release him from his binds, and he is very relieved, so lessens the blow when I kill him. Because I was too cool for the police, I got into a massive shootout with them in a 100% stealth mission, but it didn't matter as I met up with Lazar in Park, and they told me to go break and enter into the goblin's home. I haven't told anyone, but that's how I made my living for the past 9 years. So I did so and found a secret room where there were images of nuclear bombs. I snuck a bug into the briefcase and was gonna hide when I saw that one woman was tied up there. I was gonna finish the job when the guy knocked me out, which was very hurtful, but I figured it made sense, as I would have been mad too if someone kept calling me the embodiment of a Mounds bar. When I come to, I see the big man we've been trying to catch, looking like that one old guy outside of Long John Silver's who always tells me I'm looking like a snack. On that positive note, the team helps me bust out a Jared from Subway's clutches, and we gun down an entire subdivision of the Russian army and corner this guy. I was gonna kill him, but I accidentally captured him, but it did make Park happy, so yippee-ki-yay, homeboys! Oh yeah, in case if you forgot, we saw an image of a thermonuclear bomb, and because I just remembered all of the text documents I didn't read, we somehow traced the exact location of this to literally the middle of nowhere, Ukraine. Well, right now it's like a Fortnite match, but the whole point is that we sneak through thousands of miles of Soviet terrain and come face to face with this chunky Goliath we call a building. It takes a bit, but we sneak into the complex because I'm just like that. And we sneak through more complex, which is really boring, but then... Hey, Woods? What are you doing there? Is this how you get your sick kicks? After swearing to not speak of this again, we come face to face with the average American town being invaded by those pesky Reds. Being us, we decided to start up a massive shootout in the town and skedaddle to a big control tower that we just somehow knew there was something there. Turns out there was, as we learned, that the Soviets stole an American nuke and shiny bald sunglasses guy knew about it. And the only reason we know is because the password is right on the dashboard. Oh no. To quench the pain, we decide to mow down hundreds of Soviet soldiers loudly and making sure they know we're American, starting World War III. Our bad guys. Just kidding. about the World War part, because apparently I guess they don't care that we just massively invaded their privacy to an unparalleled degree. After this wacky turn of events, we decide to go on another filler mission, and this time it's in the snow, so it's cool. This time we're as Mason and Woods, and this is when the most iconic line in Call of Duty history ends up happening.
I'm a goddamn onion, Mason. You should know that.
You can't peel me!
Anyways, the point of this mission is to get this weird server that we somehow found, because PP still exists if you forgot, and the name Penis kind of reminds me of that one kid in my 5th grade math class who was fed up with his teacher and ate half the desk. That's besides the point, as we still are sneaky boys and eventually get to the server room where for some reason we can't have a mission where it's stealth the entire way through, and we get into a massive shootout and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But the main goal was completed. You might feel pretty cheated because I said there'd be war crimes in this video, and there is. Don't worry, you're gonna be absolutely confuddled in about 2 minutes. Apparently, because that one server we stole has a location on it that will lead us to finding the nukes, which will help us find Penis. The only problem is that this certain location is in the basement of the Russian CIA's version of the Pentagon, so we have to sneak in there, and it's a good thing that my man, random Russian double agent, is here to help us out. I killed a few people and arrested a high-ranking Soviet general, but we got our boys in, and it's time for, you guessed it, another stealth mission, guys. And guess what happens after 2 minutes? You guessed it, socking a future Middle Eastern Al-Qaeda member in the face. Well, that, and ending up in a massive shootout underground, things get a bit hairy since at this point we know we're dead, and that whoever made this plan is an absolute, undeniable ploopy, so we do the best thing we can in literally the middle of Moscow and no rushing our way out, killing close to 100 people and making it clear to everyone that we literally could not care less about the well-being of the United States. And guess what? It works! The USSR absolutely does not and will not care about the situation. This game is the definition of autism. Sorry about that little tangent I had back there. The point is that the potential nukes are in Cuba, because of course they are. And at this point, the game has just completely given up trying to immerse you in the slightest, and we just bust in there killing literally everyone, and we're somehow surprised when they call for backup. I can't even begin to describe how much I am done with this team. Besides all that stinky stuff, we look on the cameras and see Penis shoot all of the scientists. My man. We rush over and the guy tells us all of Europe is in trouble. Again. Why would Europe ever let us store tons of our experimental nuclear bombs in major cities? You tell me. Like I was saying earlier, the Cubans called for backup, and knowing we were in trouble, we had to scramble out of there and chose the best spot to hold out in waiting for rescue, on top of an open and exposed rooftop. Great job, guys. You really take the cake here. Because these guys have a room temperature IQ, I have to choose to save one of the side characters that we really don't care about. And I chose Park, but only because Lazar likes Burger King, which is a crime against humanity.
Great! You're gonna love my meat inside you!
You what?
Anyways, since I saved one of our friends from dying, they decided to thank me by tying me to a chair and forcing me to dream about Penis. These people are very touchy. I wake up in the middle of Vietnam with this random squad I don't care about, and I would just leave them to die, but I realize that I have to do this to keep the story going, so I kill all of them and push down a path. There's a fork in the road, and my man tells me to go down a path. I decide to follow his example, but I want to be a cool bad boy, and I go commit suicide off the waterfall. Along the path, I become Rambo and take a few buckaroos out with my bow, and just like Sylvester Stallone, I also feel roided out of my mind, like I'm in a mind control program, wink wink, nudge nudge. Anyways, we reached the cool red door that showed a wild crier, and oh my god, is that penis? Holy flip! Oh, but no. Never mind, guess that wasn't good enough for Pookie Bear. So we gotta go through Vietnam again and again and again. Honestly, this is probably the coolest mission in the game, but we're gonna skip most of it and get to a part where we decide to napalm strike a little hut full of innocent Vietnamese children, and it's okay because their government likes communism. The big red door is in the hut, and opening it reveals a hallway, but the more I trudge through the hallway, the more that even an autistic, handicapped toddler who's blind and is deaf in one ear might start to realize that something ain't quite right. I get sick of all these weird shenanigans and decide to play an arcade game in the middle of the biggest crisis in the modern era. Sometimes, a man has to let all of his emotions go. Anyways, my crazy psychedelic seizure-induced black tar heroin cocaine-fueled drug binge ended. I managed to find myself seated with a bunch of people you already forgot about. I'm told they're in Solovetsky, and a bunch of images pop up, revealing a bunch of twists that they forgot to bring up until the end. I was one of the guys shot in the car. Oh my god, guys! I had a ham sandwich for lunch. Oh my god, guys! The CIA tortured and wiped my brain clean so I can give up random data I thought of in my head so they could stop the entirety of Western civilization. Oh my god, wait. What the flip, homies? Anyways, I was kind of peeved about that whole mind control thing, so I did the best thing that I could, and I decided to lie and ambush them like the true Giga Chat I am. Just kidding. I decided to hit an angelic lick and peacefully help take out AA guns on Solovetsky and save the world, and we all lived happily ever after. Is what I would say, because guess what? I actually ambushed all of my friends, killing them one by one until only Adler remained, and I impaled him through his heart and detonated the nuclear warheads, blowing up the entirety of Europe. What the fuck, guys? Yeah, so I might have gotten a bit heated there, but that pretty much wraps up this video, and it's already kinda long, and if I'm lucky, this will only get 10 views, so I'm gonna roll the outro.